Morning. Happy Monday. I'm in my black pill coat. So I want to talk to you about some black pill kind of things. This whole Trump trade tariff war. Well, before I even get into that, I want to say I'm dressed up in my furs, in my finest, because I wanted to do this while I'm walking. And it's minus 21 now. So I wanted to be uncomfortable because, well, if I can't handle this, what can I really handle, right? I used to say that when we'd be waiting in the cold on Remembrance Day to give thanks to those who fought for our freedom, right? It'd be cold and uncomfortable. And what would get me through that is just thinking this is nothing. This is nothing compared to what they went through. So I'm just doing a little walk down to the lake. And I wanted to be fearless. I don't want to just sit staring at the camera in the house, worrying about how I'll come off or what people think. There she is. See, she's getting tattered now, but she's still going. That's how I feel. We're not broken yet. The music's still playing, but I don't know for how much longer. This Trudeau tariff war and him and Trump seems pretty fake and gay. That's what the ferryman's toll said. One of Raging Dissident's friends. They just say whatever they want without fear. You know, I do that too when I'm out in the shop with my husband and his friends. We just talk without fear. But you know, on here, I don't care about the number of subscribers. You can see I'm not really a mainstream kind of conservative channel. But I don't want my channel taken down by the commies because of something I say. Because I have a lot of stuff on there that I haven't downloaded yet. Woo, this is beautiful. Have a look, we're out in the middle of the lake. So I just want to say, let's see now if I walk this way. Da da da. Every world leader pretty much knows that Trudeau is a World Economic Forum puppet. No, this is not going very good. Well, that didn't last long. You know, I could handle the cold and I could handle the sun in my eyes, but I couldn't handle my nose running. And it was just getting too hard to put together what I wanted to say. So I took the easy way out. I'm inside by the fire. Minus 21 today. So back to my black pill video of why I think this whole trade tariff war is fake and gay is because why is Trump helping Trudeau break the Canadian dollar? When Trump was in power the first term, we heard him talk to countries about making their country strong again. So it doesn't seem right, okay? I'm gonna look at my notes. Okay, are the USA, are they going to save us? Because we're 1 trillion in debt. They're 36 trillion in debt. And they want to cut taxes and fund their military. So think about that before you think to jump on that, oh my God, we're going to be part of the US and they're going to save us. I also find it interesting that George Soros, last year, there was something out. Of course, they're calling it a conspiracy theory, but that's all the truth is called conspiracy theories. Last year, George Soros was apparently interested in, he wanted to do something with taking over the US, Canada, and Mexico and making it one huge territory. So I believe George Soros and Trump had some dealings a long time ago over casinos when he got bailed out. And, you know, I think, you know, those other dirty names, Rockefeller or Rothschild, were in there too. I don't know, they're all in a big club. So then my next question is, I went on to Pierre Poilievre's latest video today. He posted about, you know, calling out these tariffs and Trudeau for not securing our borders and for not securing our ports. Okay, and that's really interesting. Our ports have been unsecured since 1997, and we can thank a Liberal for doing that, but how come Stephen Harper didn't fix that while he was in office for 2 terms? Isn't that a pretty serious thing to fix? And now, I posed that question to Pierre on his channel. I doubt I'll get an answer, but I want people to start thinking. It's just some of the things that aren't being said, or, you know, the things that they break and then brag about fixing. What else? I mean, we can't dispute the good. We can't dispute all the good things that Trump's doing right now. But there's a lot to question. Like weeks and like months ago, I think we were questioning Susie Wiles. She's someone from Big Pharma that he's pulled in to be not head of the health like Bobby Kennedy, but some other big position. Are we gonna say that, oh, she's, you know, found the truth and the way and the light now too? Just seems kind of odd that he picks people from the World Economic Forum and Big Pharma to save the world. Bill Gates, his 3-hour meeting with Bill Gates. Bill Gates came out bragging about that. What's he doing meeting with Bill Gates? Like, the guy's a philanthropath, psychopath. He's not a doctor. He didn't even finish college. But he's worth cajillions, and he squashes dissent and runs the world. He's a bully. And then what else? Oh, so then, you know, just as Trump came in with all these great things he's doing, right out the gate, you know, talking about AI, this $500 billion thing they're going to fund, and mRNA cancer cures. So to me, what I'm thinking about when he's doing all these good things and people are excited about and cleaning up the corruption, you know, freeing people who were jailed wrongly or dissidents, is he doing all these things to gain trust? Because the Trump voter base, as far as I'm concerned, is mainly anti, or, you know, suspicious of that, suspicious of pharma. So they're going in and on the guise of cleaning everything up. But why would anybody trust these new cancer things and AI? And to hear it is really spooky. I'll let you figure that out for yourself. Robert Kennedy Jr., like Bobby, he's awesome, right? And he's been, you know, his whole narrative the last many years has been concern about unhealthy children, that there's been no studies to refute whether children who don't get that when they're born compared to those who do, are there, you know, much less instances of autism and childhood diabetes and all of these other brain damage and behaviors that come along with these labels. I don't know, like now watching him in the Senate just repeating over and over the same talking point that, you know, when they were trying to bring up the baby onesies, like they were selling onesies, no, just fine, you know. about advocating for children not to have that. And now he switched to, I do believe in, as long as they're healthy. And he even admitted that mandating wouldn't be such a problem if they were healthy. This is not the same guy we heard talking in the last 10 years, last 5 years, last 3 years. What's going on? This is about gaining trust for something coming, I think. And what else am I looking here? Oh, like I look at in Canada that China is running our ports. So in Delta, and you can look that up, Delta police talk about it, city of Delta. So is this, what's really going on in the world? Is there like vying for power between China and who's this one? Is this World Economic Forum? What's really behind that? It doesn't seem like America's the superpower anymore. It seems that, I'm not even going to say this word, but whoever was behind Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell blackmailing a nation, it seems that that's the big power. Have all these guys sold out? Like, this has been going on and planned for so long that, what is the real truth? So I'm flipping my page over now. And so let's just say that Trump has a plan, right? That this whole tariff thing, and you hear that, oh no, you got to trust the plan. He's blah blah blah, just doing this to make Trudeau and his ilk, bend the knee to him and do what's right to fix Canada's borders and port authorities. Okay, that'd be great. But you know what would really help speed this up? If Trump released information on Trudeau, like the PDiddy files or the Epstein files, because we all know his name's come up on those lists. So, if he wanted to help us, that would be a big help. This is just so funny when I hear about Zelensky. That's coming out now, and he's like a good guy now, eh? Oh, those, we only have 30 billion, 100 billion has gone missing. All right. So what about your share, buddy, in your little green shirt and your fatigues? Oh, I don't know. I had the 80 million worth of assets, and homes, and 174 million or in assets. It's kind of foggy. There's so much money swirling around. I don't remember. I'm a good guy now. I'm a good guy. Yeah. Can you not see, like, these headlines? I'm getting there. I'm getting to that part. But, like, it just seems that every single day we're bombarded with headlines. And it's either good ones, like justice. Oh, the truth's coming out. Justice prevails. He's draining the swamp and he's cleaning this up and we're cleaning that up. And or then we hear, like, headlines with doom and there's no hope. And hopium, the most addictive and deadly drug known to mankind, is sitting here talking about all this stuff, waiting for someone to make a move or to do the right thing and to save us. And we're all inert, right? Me too. We're all inert. What do you do? What are we supposed to do? I got thoughts on that. Stay with me. So yeah, we just sort of like float between hope and doom. And it just feels that the further we go along, the more we're sinking. It might be a temporary boost with what's going on with Trump in power right now, but the Canadian dollar is about to break, and it just seems he's helping Trudeau. I think they're all friends. Like, even looking at that picture of them down at Mar-a-Lago, like, they look chummy. It just looks staged. That is staged. And then, you know, I've said this before in a video, like, it just makes me so irritated that Trudeau will be like, oh yeah, you know, like 25% tariffs, you know, it really hurt us. And then Trump, okay, that's it, I'm gonna do 25%, pew. Oh, and then, you know, Trudeau's gonna fight him back, and oh, we're going to do this back, pew. And they keep, like, musing their thoughts and then acting on them. It's the oldest trick in the book. They tell us everything they're gonna do. Everything they're gonna do to us, they're doing. They do it. And even if you look at The Simpsons, right, that they've been prophetic. You know, they've called, like, in all these Simpson episodes. No, they haven't. It's predictive programming that was put into place. Matt Groening, the executive producer of that show, was on Jeffrey Epstein's flights. He's on the flight list, on the log, and was apparently given a foot rub by one of the trafficked girls. Like, they're writing history. It's happening because they're telling us it's going to happen, because it's part of the plan, and it was planned all along. So I'm going to interject here too, because the only one that seems that's really, really working for Canada right now with this whole Trump border tariff thing is Danielle Smith, right? Protecting Alberta. But if you dug into the whole Chestermere debacle that I covered last year, if you dug in and started to read what's still going on with the Alberta grassroots, Google that if you want, not like just on the mayor and council and CAOs that were fired unjustly, unlawfully, but the people behind that, McIver, and there's a couple of other names that are tied in with the whole, like, subversion of the ACERT, and that's like a document that's used in Alberta for corruption of politicians in RCMP, and it's been buried. And there's a lot of people asking Danielle Smith what's going on with that why she's not come out and spoken out about these major allegations being made against the corrupt people behind some really dirty things. I promise I will do a story on that. I've actually got a huge clip sitting in my videos that I want to get off my phone so I had more space, but it's a big story, and sometimes while I read and I can comprehend it in my brain, for me to absorb it and present it back to you articulately takes a lot of work, and you know, not trained to do that. So I need to get to that. I know I put it off because it's really fascinating actually, but it's a tough one to get out there. So just gonna question that. And you know, I really feel like, where do we go now? And again, I'm gonna talk about Alberta for a sec, Danielle Smith. I'm liking the COVID stuff coming out, that they're questioning the findings and recommending that children and babies shouldn't be having. So again, you know, is this good? Is this a good people, or is it about gaining trust? Is controlled opposition something that was created, you know, early on to give us that illusion of freedom and choice, and that a democratic society that we have a say? Because I'm really, and I don't mean this in a downer way, but I'm just seeing it all as an illusion. That we've been lied to about so much, and we're being really forwarded and propelled into this whole new realm of AI where things can imitate us. Whistleblowers being killed, you know, whether they're with Boeing or AI, they're being silenced when they're trying to say something's really scary going on. So I think, you know, what do we do? I'm tired of just sitting talking about this. Aren't you? I'm tired of it. Okay, here's A, like here's one, or A, whatever I call it. We could forcefully pull people out of power, and that would be huge. That would be like a convoy too, only much bigger and darker. And I'm talking like kangaroo courts, where even the media is there, and you know, there's lives going out to like the whole Canada, while a kangaroo court is going on. And you know, it's interesting, but if you hear people that are much more up to snuff and wiser than me on this, they'll tell you it would just be a trap, that no matter how you arrange that you would be encompassed by even tougher, maybe China would show up on the door, maybe USA, maybe Israel, but there would be a lot of other dark forces showing up pretty quickly on Canada's doorstep if we tried such a thing. I really think so, because there's a lot at stake. They've sold us out. They're sellouts. So the people waiting, you know, for good solid rights to our resources and all of the great things of Canada, wouldn't just allow that to happen. Or, looking at my notes again, just what about, and this is really all I have to say, is what if right now we start to do a trade system? Like we start to come up with ways, and I'm sure there's already stuff happening like this. I mean, even in my everyday life, I see this going on around me with people trading, you know, working on cars for work on houses. And I'm talking about that in Canada, in our provinces, in our communities, on a much bigger scale, where it grows to the point of the main systems falling, that we start handling things in a way, and it can be starting very small, like, you know, you go to get your hair done and you watch your hairdresser's kid for a couple hours, or have your husband work on their car. That's just one example of many. And what about diesel, you know, where the creation of diesel to run vehicles, which is made from animal oils, vegetable oils? Could that be something? Remember the guy who was, you know, that came up with a revolutionary idea of cars that ran on water, and he made it like almost all the way across the United States. And, you know, he suddenly was. So again, though, how would we move forward with revolutionary ideas if you just get taken out? I think the main part right now is awareness, that the world is waking up to the lying media and to something global, that, you know, the globalism. Things aren't such a secret anymore, but I still feel there's a lot of hopium, and that we're being played, and just by constant headlines that not only give you hope or doubt, there's always a mix of the two, but also, how am I trying to word that? But confusion, and that's the recipe. That is how, like, that's how they drove everything during this stuff 5 years ago, 4 years ago, was through the confusion. It was just a constant flop. And even watching like so-called leaders going off doing their thing, you know, without these, and partying and going on vacations, while just a lot of excuses, a lot of downplaying. We've been taught to accept. And I think there's a lot of us that regularly come on here and chat know this, but a lot of normies don't. I think it's going to take a while until they realize that the indoctrination they've been under is through everyday accepting things as the norm. Well, this is normal. This is the way it is. The normalization and the reversal of evil and good. And now, you know, you see Trump bringing back common sense and reversing that evil and saying, you know, there's only two genders. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff coming back, and there's going to be a sense of relief. But I think it's even more important that we watch, that we keep our eyes open, like a mom with eyes in the back of her head. You are allowed to say, hey, I really like Pierre Poilievre and what he stands for. I like all of the things he wants to do to bring Canada back, but I'm going to watch him like a bloody hawk. And I'm wondering, I'm going to question and poke holes in things he's saying and the things he's not talking about. And same with Trump and other leaders around the world who seem to be doing the right thing. Are they controlled op? And something that just, because I want to end this on a hopeful note, I really, really believe we do win. Like, this is the Great Awakening. And if you don't understand the game, you can't win the game, you can't leave the game. We need to understand the game fully. And we need to stay united. And you know, last time I did a video, the one where I was out on the ice in my black pill coat, I didn't tell you this, but you know, as soon as I put that video out, I lost 5 subs overnight. And I just went, oh well. You know, it made me think. And of course, I've recovered that by 10 now. So I'm not scared of saying how I feel, because I've never been about the numbers. I don't regurgitate the same headlines as everybody over and over. It bores me. I honestly, other than a couple of channels I like and support, even the ones I do still like, I can't really support or watch anymore because it's garbage. I can't not stand to see a headline over and over saying the words, it's over, he destroyed. And, you know, it's as annoying to me as hearing the left with their, we're going to roll up our sleeves and existential threat and robust policies. I'm just so tired of all those garbage words, aren't you? I just think that we're getting people, there's a shift already. I like this part that I noticed in the last few weeks. There's been some hating on black pill speech on certain platforms. You get a timeout, or you get kind of harangued by people in the comments. But I do see that that's changing. I see that that's changing. I see that people are starting to question that where are we if we can't even question our next prime minister on certain things he's not addressing? Like, this is our country. We have every right to ask and poke, make fun of. We have every right as human beings, as sovereign human beings, to question it all. Never stop questioning. And yes, we need to start making new systems, creating. I hope this is the birth of something big. And I hope many other people like me are thinking those same thoughts. And we just need to have a way to bring it together amidst the corruption and not let anyone hold us back. Okay, I think I've been talking for a while now. Love you so much. Thank you just for letting me vent, for supporting my little channel. Sometimes I cover things that I really wish everybody could hear. Sometimes I'm just musing, just taking it all in, and I sort it like a puzzle. And I adore the conversations that I have with my community in the comments. I also post on my community page daily, several times a day. I call it like my Twitter account. So please check that out. I have an old Rumble channel, and I have some interesting things on that as well. And that's still growing. My little Rumble account, surprisingly, is still growing. I still throw some things up on there, just in case this one gets taken down. So thanks again for your support. I'm excited for tonight. I'm going to watch Sheldon Clare, our BC Conservative MLA. They're about the only politicians I really trust in Canada, because I know some of them personally, and I know they're good fighters. And I'm going to watch him in the town hall tonight, but we're all going to go for a nice little din-din and catch up, and that's going to be exciting. So if if I hear anything new that I'm allowed to talk about, I will do something on it as quickly as I can. Okay, see you later. Have a great rest of your day.